Hello and welcome to My Map to Success. We're authors Tina White and Brenton White. And we just wanted to go live tonight because we live in Dallas County and our judge today extended our stay-at-home rule or law or suggestion. What would you call it? Stay-at-home. I can't think of the word.
You said it best, anyway. I guess.
So, except for essential services, you should stay at home. But he extended it for more than 6 weeks, 6 weeks and 5 days. So, on the way home today from, we both work in education, on the way home from doing some essential work, I was thinking about people and I was thinking about how they feel. And we just wanted to go on and talk about health. And we want to talk about positive thinking. So, Tina, what do you want to say about health?
Well, I think one of the things that our family has really gotten into is, 3 weeks ago when we went on spring break, I had made a decision to do the food, really eat healthy foods and cut out the foods that were not good for me. And so I've been doing a higher protein and veggie diet where I do lean proteins and mostly veggie fruits. I've cut out all sodas from my diet, most sugars and fats. I have chronic pain, and what I've noticed is that chronic pain has little by little disappeared. And so that has helped me to get more work done. And right now, as a teacher, we're actually teaching more hours than we do in the classroom. And so that has helped me to stay on schedule and to keep my momentum going. And I think that, just making sure that we're exercising, and I'm going to kind of let you do that because I've been doing the food part. He's kind of taken charge of the exercise part. So
yeah, what we've done is we go out and we try to social distance, try to go out and go on adventures, and that is allowed. The problem that I see is a lot of people are going to public places like parks and like trails, and so many people are winding up there that they're congregating. So I would suggest going to places that people are not going to. You want to make sure that you're staying away from crowds, and I like to go to historic places in town where no one goes. Today I was out looking at one of the interurban bridges that are left over from 1917. Well, there wasn't a crowd. There was me and Tina. That was it. But I got to walk around. I got about 4,000 steps walking around looking at these bridges and different things. If that's not your cup of tea, get a treadmill or walk around your neighborhood. If there's a lot of people wear masks, just be careful. But what I'm worried about is a lot of people sitting and vegging. And I see a lot of people, we watch or look at Facebook, and there's a lot of people who are spending their time binge watching shows. Well, that has a place. If you're watching 15, 20, 30 shows a day, you're going to gain weight. And so we have to watch that. I've been trying to... I have a challenge this month. I'm going to try to walk 100 miles, and I know that's huge, but that's only, for me, 7,320 some steps a day for 30 days. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, but I'm going to try and, say, so what if I set that goal and I only walk 80 miles this week? Well, or this month. That's 80 miles and more than I normally walk. I don't do a lot. And I have to watch that in my job can be all day long, every day. It's a constant, running a school district is hard. So, and especially now because we're trying to shift everything to online and It changes so rapidly. So you have to take that time to exercise. And sometimes you just have to say, I have to exercise now. I know this thing is urgent, but, there will be an end, and so to this crisis, and I need to be in better shape than when I started.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and I think that just making sure that, and of course under doctor care, because we're not doctors, medical doctors. He's a doctor of education, but not going to prescribe anything.
No.
But we do take vitamins, especially vitamin C right now, and some of those immune building vitamins. Check with your doctor or health provider just to make sure that you're getting enough vitamins in your diet. If you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, that's great because you're going to get a lot from there. But right now, your immune system is important in building up that immune system. So if you're not getting enough, really check in on that and make sure that you are. And there's, the health food stores are open, and stores like Sprouts and the whole food stores that have vitamins that can help you with that. And I think that rest is one of the most important things that we struggle with because we are on the go all the time, and we tend to, once we start going, not want to stop. I am more of a stop at the end of the day more than he is, but it is important, and I still have to have that, Tina, it's time to rest. And it's time to go to sleep, and then I have to lay there sometimes, and my mind is wandering, and I have to stop and go, no, maybe put on some music so that I can, kind of calm down, or just kind of relax my mind and think of something positive that's happened for the day. If it's something that's negative, that's kind of harassing you, or sometimes you've had such a busy day and it's just overwhelming. Especially in these times when you're thinking about your family and you're thinking about how you're going to provide for them, or how you're going to get everything done if you're in education right now or a health provider.
Oh yeah.
That the medical help providing it's I can't imagine
so
being in that right now because you're on the front lines. So if you're one of those, you need to make sure that you're resting, and you got to get your mind off of the day and onto your and sleeping.
Right, because I think you can make yourself sick.
Yes.
In a way of just drive, push. You can burn yourself out, especially during these times. And I don't know who said it, but there's a wise person said you fill your own bucket first, because if you have nothing in the bucket, then you can never give out. So a lot of people, especially in the service industry, they're out there caring for other people, the nurses, the first responders, all those people are, our hearts go out to you because we understand that's front line. And it's a little easier to set at home and to be on a computer and stress that way than out there working with people who really need it. So we make sure that you're taking care of yourself first, because you can get sick and reduce your immune system, and then you're susceptible to everything. I mean, COVID-19 or anything else, and
right.
If you're sick, you're not at your optimum. So I think that leads us to our next thing. Set a schedule. Yeah. It's very important, especially for your kids. You have kids at home. A lot of them are trying to sleep until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and go to sleep at 2 or 3 o'clock at night. And so those kids need those schedules. You need to set a breakfast, lunch, dinner time. You need to set some time for them, work, time for them to play, time for them to clean up, because the house will get messed up with all of them here. We say that, and we have our 3 kids in the rest of the house, and so we're not sure what's happening right now. No, we're just joking. But set a schedule for yourself. Try to get up. One of the things is try to get up, take care of hygiene. Change your clothes. I see people saying I'm going to do a Zoom meeting in my pajamas. Well, that's great, but not very professional. And it's also not good for you. When I was writing my dissertation, I used to get up every morning, especially on the during my breaks. I'd get up every morning. I would take a shower, get dressed, comb my hair, do all the things I normally do. getting my comfortable clothes, and I would sit down and write all day long. I do that on the weekends. I do that during breaks, and that helped me because that was, once I was up and dressed and all, and I didn't want to go back to bed. So, rest is good, but you can't stay there all day. There should be a balance. So set a schedule.
Yeah, and I think that kind of work comes to this point. Work in there that time for you. This is really hard for me. I think a lot of women have said this, not that men don't go through this, but women especially, because we tend to be, those nurturers that have to nurture everybody, and we kind of leave ourselves out. But you need to nurture yourself first, kind of like what he said, leave, you have to fill your bucket first. So kind of put in time for yourself, and, sometimes I have down on my schedule, I have written down exercise 30 minutes, read a book for 30 minutes, or listen to a book. In my case, I like to listen to audibles. And then, and then I'm going to do something else. I like to cook, so I've been cooking meals. And so that relaxes me. And sometimes when I'm really, really upset about something, or frustrated, or overwhelmed with something, I like to go scrub the dishes. So that, for some reason, that relaxes me. I don't know. So just find something that is your time and your something that you can put into, like his videos. I let him do that. I stayed in the car the whole time he was doing it and talked on the phone with a friend. So, it was just a good time for me because I got to do something that I like to do, talking to a friend, and he got to do something he liked to do. He got to shoot his videos.
It's very relaxing. Mm-hmm. So like videos or whatever, I do not think about my job when I'm shooting videos, and I'm thinking about the videos that I'm shooting, and mostly mechanical things that I enjoy. But it gives my brain a rest. My brain is thinking about the shot. It's thinking about how to find it, and so therefore it's a break. And so it's whatever. I mean, whatever that hobby is, whatever relaxes you. Good cup of coffee or whatnot. That's what you need to do. Take those breaks so you have those mental breaks. You cannot work 16 hours a day. You can try. You can only do that for a short amount of time. I know this from experience. Early in my career, I was about 32 years old, and I burnt myself out. And so can be done very easily. I was very young, and I was working hard, and I wasn't eating, and I was gaining weight, which is crazy, and I wasn't resting, and then I had to slow down. So you can burn yourself out. It doesn't matter how young you are. And I'm a little older than 32 now, and so I understand that my body will only do so much, and so we want to make sure you're good at that. And one of the things we want to talk about is your mental health. You need to be making sure that you are together. There's a lot of issues with mental health nowadays, but you got to make sure that you're thinking positive. So we're going to switch into how to be positive during this crisis mode. So Tina, take it away.
I am very open about this. I do a lot of things for myself, especially during times like these, because I have a chronic and chemical depression, and so I have been on medication. I have been to doctors. I've been through stuff, and so there are things that I have learned through that, and one thing is that times of sadness are going to come, and especially during times like this. Sometimes lights are going to go out, you know what I mean? Sometimes things aren't going to go exactly the way you want them to go. Sometimes you can get everything done and still be sad. And there have been moments that I've gone through. I've done everything right. I should be happy, but I'm not. And then, you you're concerned about your kids, and you're concerned about your husband, or
Maybe.
whatever family that you have in your life, or maybe you're alone. And sometimes you can be surrounded by people and still feel very lonely. And so just to know that it's okay to be sad. It's when it gets to the point where you can't handle it anymore and you don't want to live anymore, and that's when you need to call somebody and ask for help, and being okay with asking for help and being honest, because you know what, there's many of us out there that go through this, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Right. Yeah, I went to a training about a month and a half ago to become a mental health first responder. And basically, if you're having a problem, just say something. Say something to someone. There had been a stigma for a long time about, I broke my arm. I'm going to go to the doctor, but I'm having some emotional turmoil or whatnot. And oh no, I can't talk to anybody about that. And the problem though is, I talk to people all the time. I say, I have mentors, and I have other superintendents that I talk to, and sometimes it's just, I'm stressed, or I'm having a bad day, or, I got this problem. And so, you would think that when you get to a place where you're the leader of a company or whatnot, you would always have it together. You don't. So reach out to those around you. The upside to crisis. The upside to crisis is that, a lot of people say, well, when I get the time, I'm going to do this, or if I had time, I would do that, or if I did this, or I did, you have time. Some of you don't have jobs, and we're sorry, and we hope that is resolved quickly for you.
Yes.
If you're working all the time, be careful. But if you're at home, because of whatever shutdown, use that time wisely. You can read books. You can write books. I know I wrote a book last year. There's a lot that you can do. Use your time wisely and prepare, because with every crisis it passes. And we want to make sure that you're prepared for the end of that crisis. If you've always wanted to be whatever, say I always wanted to be a writer, and you're at home, there's a lot of free courses that are out there. There's a lot of free courses in a lot of things, coding, whatnot. There's a lot of free resources there, and I think that it would be beneficial to check those out. And if you just listen to books, you would get through a lot of books during this time. So prepare for your future, because we want to say one big thing: this too shall pass.
It shall pass.
And so that's one of the biggest things. So we've kind of given you our spiel on what we think about health, and what we think about positive mindset, and we would answer any questions that we may have, or that you may have. So I know that there is a small delay. So if you want to type, in there, okay. So I see Felicia Sledge is watching us.
Hey.
Mayfield, hi.
Hey, Felicia.
If you have questions, you can type them in there, and we will answer them if we can. And if we can't, we will be truthful. I see Angie Macias. Our biggest thing is this, we want to be there to support y'all. We are actually doing quite well during this crisis. It has been challenging, but we're very upbeat. We feel good. We don't spend that much time at home on a regular basis, and so we think that this is pretty amazing. I know 6 weeks from now we'll probably say, oh, we don't want to be at home anymore, because we tend to be out, but we're taking advantage of that. We're seeing our kids a lot more. We are, I am shooting a lot more videos because I'm working as hard as I can, but then I turn around and go out. So think about that. If you want to, you can always direct message us if you don't want to share it. So far, I haven't seen anything, but we would be happy to do that. And let us know if you like that.
Also, I'm going to make a list on the blog on www.mymaptosuccess.com, and I will upload it also onto the Facebook page, but a list of free things that are being offered right now during this time.
Oh my goodness.
I'll try to make that this weekend so that it'll be up there for you guys, because I know that this is the opportunity, time to learn new things.
So we're probably going to have to curtail that list because you're probably not going to have every free as a superintendent, I see tons of free stuff. I mean, there's gobs of stuff, and I share it. But what we'll do is for health and positive thinking, we will put that out. So we've had about 6 people watch us live, and we appreciate you watching. Our goal is to try to help you in any way we can. So direct message us. Leave us a message on here. We'll try to answer it, and we're also going to try to write some of our thoughts down in blog form so that they can be accessed. So most important as we close, hang in there, be positive. It's 6 weeks. What can you do in 6 weeks? We were talking about what can be done in 6 weeks. A lot can be done in 6 weeks, especially if you're home. I was talking about last year, I wrote most of my dissertation in about 6 months, and while working full-time. So, and I only had maybe a week spring break off, and actually I didn't write during spring break. So I pretty much wrote all of my dissertation while working a 45 hour a week job. So there's a lot that you can do. Now, I didn't sleep that much, but there's a lot you can do. So hang in there. We're rooting for you, and we just want to be an asset to you and help you get through this. And if you need anything, please reach out to us, and we'd be happy to help. Have anything else?
Just know that if there's anything we can do, we're here to support you, just as he said, and you know what, just as much as you can, even in a crisis, look on the bright side, because there is always a bright side, and there's always, when you're going through something, you're going to come through it. It's just kind of like going through a valley. There's a beginning of the valley, and there's also the end of the valley. So there is an ending.
Right. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the families who have lost loved ones. We understand that this is very traumatic, and we're praying for you. We are praying for a quick resolution to this crisis.
Yes, we are.
So, without further ado, we appreciate you joining us, and let us know if in the comments if you enjoy that. Let us know if it helped. More importantly, and we appreciate you following us on Facebook Live. Thank you.